like I said, a positive little break after the Foul game in terms of Sunday, Monday off, and a chance to regroup and refresh. And the lads have trained well this week. Some extra bodies out on a training pitch as well, which always gives a bit of added competition. And like I say, we certainly feel we've had a good couple of days preparation, and we'll train on the way up to Bradford tomorrow, and final bits and pieces. But a game and a fixture you always look forward to at the start of the season, and the way that they've come into form last couple of weeks and our form of late makes it feel like a big game this weekend.
On to Bradford themselves then. You mentioned it there, last couple of games they have found some form. Yes, they did play a non-league side, but a 7-0 win for them in the FA Cup is going to give them great confidence, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of fixtures against non-league teams for league opposition over the weekend, and you saw how difficult some of those results were and difficult those games were. So a real sign of the times in terms of, looks like Bradford had turned the corner, found a system to get their good players on that pitch and get them gelling well. And they've certainly got goals in them. Southend the week before 3-0 and obviously 7-0 at the weekend. But our focus is ourselves. Our focus is on our preparation. We take into account the opposition, but we've got to try and stop them playing. A good surface, a big pitch, good place to play football, and two teams in relatively good form. So like I say, it feels like a big game. And at the start of the season, you look at certain fixtures, and Bradford's away is certainly one you look forward to. Such a shame the fans won't be there, because it's a great stadium to play in, and when the fans are there, they're the most vocal in the country in terms of home support, and our home away fans have always enjoyed travelling there, but we want to be successful this weekend, and we know we'll have to play well. We'll have to put our bodies on the line at times, but also use the ball well, something we're certainly working towards, so a game to look forward to.
You touched on it there, Bradford fans, 10,000-15,000 they'd usually have. I guess when we're in such good form away from home, it takes out that home advantage, because they can really get in your back up there, can't they?
Yeah, of course they can. You cast your mind back to last season. I think we dominated the first half an hour of that game with the ball, and then at half-time found ourselves 2-0 down, 2 sendings off in the second half, 1 for the opposition, referee under pressure. And it's always been like that environment up at Bradford, and rightly so. They're passionate about the football. So it'll feel a little bit different this weekend, almost eerie in terms of such a big stadium and so quiet as well. But you put all that to one side, it's 2 teams out on that football pitch, 11 players against another 11 opposition players, and hopefully if you perform well, you give yourself a hell of a chance of bringing something back down the motorway.
And how are we looking in terms of injuries? Obviously, we saw Yerkel's loan extended, so I guess that means we're still a while away from seeing Lewis or Johnny. Yeah,
but getting closer. Johnny and Lewis are getting closer. They've been outside for the first time in the last couple of days. Only minimal work, but they're outside, which is a bonus. Nigel, I think Garnett and Alex Fisher have rejoined the first team group. And Lewis Page has been outside as well. So we're getting stronger, hopefully getting towards what we expect in terms of the squad. But as with any run of games you go into, more than likely you'll pick up bits and pieces, whether they're suspensions or injuries or so on and so forth. So it's one of those, you have to keep assessing it after every game. Harry Kite took a knock to his hip last weekend. He's not done any contact training. Alex Hartridge had 5 or 6 stitches in a gash to his eye last weekend, so he's not done any contact training. So we hope we'll have a stronger squad available for this weekend. But it's really pleasing to see some of those players I've mentioned back out on the training pitch.
And we also saw the addition of Nicky Josie on the bench last weekend. I mean, these are the kind of players that West Brom game, now that there's not too much riding on it, we could see them phased into the starting lineup. Yeah,
these fixtures are always used for game time for players who haven't been getting the minutes on the Saturdays, so to speak, or in the league games. And whatever team we put out, it'll be a mix. Probably a bit of youth and experience, and we'll hopefully get some experience for some of that under-18s group as well. Similar to what we did with Swindon to a certain extent. I think the whole bench at Swindon were under-18s. But that's to come after Bradford. So like I say, we'll see how we get through Bradford. It changes so quickly in football, where one game can affect it in terms of suspensions, injury forms, similar to what we spoke about. But certainly West Brom is a game we've earmarked for minutes for players who need them.
I want to mention now, the Manager of the Month nomination is obviously testament to yourself and to what a great team effort we've had for October.
Yeah, it's the players and the staff. I can't take any credit for that in relation to what they've done recently. To remain unbeaten is pleasing, but we want to keep winning games. We want to keep picking up points. We've got a group who are working hard. We're still working with a skeleton staff in terms of the change we had to make in the middle of the pandemic. So everyone's pulling in the right direction. That's a great reflection in terms of that nomination. And we've done really well to keep close to some of those teams who've been on fantastic run of forms. We've not been in bad form ourselves, and we want to keep on putting points on the board. And like I say, on the back of a little refresher at the start of this week, we go into another cluster of fixtures where there's a lot of points on offer and opportunities to progress in cup competitions as well. So much to play for, and they keep coming thick and fast, which is why you can't look too far ahead. Just keep controlling what's next.
Mentioned cup competitions there, success in the FA Cup last weekend, and for the youth team last night. I mean, thank goodness we're away from home on Saturday, because I'm not sure how that pitch would go to the game.
Incredible, wasn't it? You know, travelling to the game from 6 o'clock onwards, an hour build up, and the amount it rained and how heavy the rain was, and you're just watching the pitch get worse and worse, and then all of a sudden there's standing water. And for the first half of the game, it was testament to both sets of players, really, in terms of how they managed to play any sort of football on that pitch. It wasn't a bad pitch; it was just soaked through. It was waterlogged. We deserved to win that game last night. We were a better team, but similar to what the lads had to do at Plymouth last week, they had to find a way to win and be successful in different conditions. And I'm really pleased they got through that. And we'll see who they get in the next round. And I've said in the previous interview, whoever they do play, it'll be a good fixture for ourselves. Always a good indicator in terms of where some of those young players are. But to see another youngster in Sonny Cox, who's an under-16, take his goals so well at a higher age group in terms of under-18 football, it's exciting times.
And my final question for you then, your reaction to the FA Cup draw, the first team FA Cup draw away at Gillingham. You must be looking forward to coming up against Steve Evans.
Yeah, I've only come up against him once in terms of my managerial career, a leasing cup game against Peter a couple of years back. Look, he's a certain type of manager, hugely successful. You've got a huge amount of respect for him in terms of the way he's worked with every squad and group of players he's got. You can guarantee he'll get the best out of that group of players. And a League One team, certainly the draw could have been kinder to us in terms of there's a lot of non-league opposition out there and also home draws as well. But we've got nothing to lose. Similar to what Fylde was against ourselves, a team from a lower division going to a higher club, and the expectation is on the home team and the onus is on the home team. I think it'll be a good game of football. And we talk about indicators for the youth team. It'd be a really clear indicator in terms of where some of our playing personnel are at in relation to League One players.